the line of monstrous bandits advance towards you. You hear creaking coming from the woods, when suddenly, belching out from the forest, the dire troll. You're up first.
I cast Fireball.
That's all of them. Roll damage.
All sixes.
Yeah!
Booyah!
All right, you're next.
I cast Cone of Cold. It says AD8 right here. 64 points of damage.
I cast Lightning Bolt.
That's all right with me.
You just did that.
Radiates this like golden energy, and I cast shield.
He looks down in sorrow and then turns a fiery gaze to the rest of you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
You mother.
I'm Cork.
Nice. Cool.
Give him the official herald salute, Arcana crew.
Was that gonna be the answer no matter what?
Yes.
Okay.
And very quickly, my head just turns. It's almost like someone called me, and I look back at you and I give you one last wave and one little sad look before blowing you a kiss and waving goodbye.
She goes, hot damn, mama. And I'm gonna slap her on the ass, and then I'm gonna whip around behind.
We have an unboxing to do. This was sent to us by a wonderful viewer of the show who's been with us from the very beginning, I believe.
Yeah.
In this package, there are gifts for all of you, as well as candy to share.
I already prepped.
Okay.
Whoa!
Hooray.
The end of it now, you're coming to the other side. I need everybody to make one more constitution. And makes it over to this pillar.
Also, Cameron, this map looks amazing.
Right?
So if I can throw that out.
I built it with my own two hands.
What about that other hand? What was it?
It watched. Stay safe out there, adventurers.
Listen, I can only catch the...
Welcome, travelers, to another thrilling episode of Arcanarama. Again shall balance be restored to Goldrun.
I hope so.
I'm Cameron Holt, I'll be your Dungeon Master for the evening. As always, I am joined by the continent-hopping Arcana crew. Introduce yourselves, Arcana crew.
I'm Ferris Bueller's Big Ouchie, Taylor Higginbotham.
Big ouchie.
Yeah.
And I'm here to slay your great worm, Kitty.
Oh.
And I have to look up the menu at every restaurant I go to before I go. Sam.
Metal from Trolls! Josh Kitchen.
Hell yeah. Before we begin, we have some
Sam.
announcements.
It was really great of you to open up like that.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a friend who was like, you don't have any social anxiety, crazy. And I was like, I just prepare hours ahead.
Yeah, private anxiety. that I take
I
out
just
socially.
don't tell anyone.
But now everyone knows.
I took my anxiety out tonight.
Well, before we begin,
I push it down.
we have some announcements to get through. Taylor, tell them about the Gilded Rogue.
The Gilded Rogue, you ask?
Yeah.
You didn't. You told me.
I did.
I need you to go to the Gilded Rogue right later and check out all of the merch that you can get, because there's shirts and there's pant and there's pillow and mug, and they all have D&D stuff on them. And what better way to tell the other people of the earth that you like D&D than thegildedrogue.com. And when you buy things, you get a shirt per se. Let's just as an example, and then a tree will be planted in your honor for such a wonderful purchase. So go to thegildedrogue.com and buy a forest of merch.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you, Cameron.
Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
Who's the sponsor for our big Discord giveaway?
Holy shit. It's More Fun Comics and Games. They're our local comic book shop. They may or may not be your local comic book shop, but they could be because they are on the internet, and that's where you can buy comics from them. You can also follow them on social media and see what kind of cool stuff they're up to. They do a lot of cool stuff in our community. Probably most people's local comic book shops do, but ours does it better, and you should be jealous.
Yeah.
They give us cool stuff to give to you guys just to support our show. And they're neat. So go follow them on social media so they know who we are. Please. Comment on their things, like them.
Oh yeah, we went. Kitty and I went to, and they're like, so we asked about Tim, if Tim was in town, and then we went through our whole transaction, and they're like, so you guys know Tim? We're like, well, that's the funny thing. You guys sponsor our show, and one of them did. It was like, oh yeah, you guys are the show we sponsor. So that was kind of cool. I just didn't recognize. There might be
Somebody
like
there besides Tim knows who we are.
a sticker on the screen back there. It's like Arcanarama ?
It's just a sticky note with bad drawings of each of us.
It's like two tall ones. There's like one scratched out, and then it's like Josh ?
It's a picture of Miranda, but the name is scratched out. It says Josh.
Do not serve this person.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
There were some big changes to something recently. What is it?
Big changes, you say? That could only be one thing, and it's our Patreon. Which we have. Patreon.com/Arcanarama. We just recently readjusted our tiers, so it's $3 or $5. Bam, bam.
Bam, bam.
And that's it. But there's all kinds of cool shit that you can look at or enjoy or listen to if you become a patron of us. Guess what? One of them is Chaos Hours.
Nice.
And that's the show that I know, fucking right. It's the show that we do after every one of these episodes where we talk about what happened. Cameron tells us about things that could have happened. And
nothing else. That's all we talk
and
about.
that's all we talk about. We get a lot of lore.
We've never had a tangent in our lives.
And it's
We've had
a bunch
three
of
already.
giggles, and it's chaotic, and we're all kind of delirious after playing the game, and it's a fun show.
After using our brains.
Yeah. So Chaos Hours is up there. There's a bunch of artwork from many of us that goes up on there that's exclusive to the Patreon. We have a whole ass podcast that we recorded before we started videoing ourselves called Guardians of the Phoenix. It's very fun. It's my first time playing. And we had a really good time. I have a pet cat, and it's great.
Spoilers.
Well,
It's like the first thing we talk about.
yeah.
Yeah, but we don't get into it until later.
Also, there's a twist.
Yeah.
I'll talk about a pet cat all you want.
We're now releasing 2 episodes a month of Guardians.
Yeah. So listen to it.
It's a good time.
We forgot to record it sometimes.
Stop it. Hell yeah. Thanks, Kitty.
Yeah, dude.
That brings us to another. That brings us to another
Why is it
section
always
of our
me?
announcements. Josh, what is it?
I guess we vibe check, right?
Yeah.
Check. Check.
That,
One.
okay.
Which one? Which one?
Hang on, I'm going to re-roll this, but first I'm going to take a picture for you guys.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
I got a 13.
Nice roll.
12.
You rolled a D100?
I rolled a 69. It's a D20, but
Other things can be nice.
I rolled it.
Only the second.
And it bounced out of my tray and like did a kickflip over the side table and landed in the carpet on a natural 20.
I
But
wish that
Only
counted.
in reality, I rolled a 7.
Well, that's okay because I rolled a nat 20.
Oh.
What you got?
11.
12.
13.
The average roll.
20.
Ooh, 11, 12, 13?
Yeah.
Someday
Nice.
we're gonna get, what is it?
Who rolled an
Full
11?
house, royal
11.
flush?
A flush.
One of these days we're really gonna flush.
A royal flush would be if we all
the
used
showdown toilet.
jumbos and got it in a row.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Or
Well,
royal flush would be like face cards. It'd be like 18, 19, 20.
I don't know how to play poker, and that
I'm trying to make poker work on these.
Gambling is dangerous.
it is dangerous.
That's why Quebec can't receive giveaways from our show. Sorry. It's too dangerous.
It's too dangerous. Well, with those announcements out of the way, it's time to explore new lands in tonight's episode of Arcanarama.
Previously on Arcanarama, the Mistwalkers teleported once more across Windfell to the city of Chillrun in an attempt to meet with Horus and Kendry to get more information on who the pair really are. They learned that the false harpers had already fled the city and decided that the only way to know for certain what the prophecy says was to read it themselves. They visited Winter's Whimsy, a magic shop run by their old friend Welby Durgington, and picked up a helm of comprehend languages, as well as a few other trinkets to aid them in their travels. Then, after receiving the glyph sequence to Valdwin's teleportation circle in Foxburn, the party teleported once more across the whole of Kavora to Vasikker. Once in the city of Foxburn within the Yellow Plains, the party headed out into the unfamiliar atmosphere and found themselves at the Tipsy Pixie Tavern, where they await the arrival of Piet to aid them in their search for the Temple of the Lost God. Will the Mistwalkers find the temple in time? Is the information they desire even still inside? What dangers lurk within the savanna grass of the Yellow Plains? Find out right now on Arcanarama.
Wooden utensils clatter against stoneware plates within the Tipsy Pixie as the conversations around you all blur into a single solid murmur. Your plates sit empty before you, the leftover juices as the only remaining whisper of what was once an assortment of various grilled meats, veggies, and sides. We pick up as you continue to discuss your plans moving forward in the Yellow Plains of Vasikker, but first, if I may ask, how are each of you dressed currently?
I think I'm in my greens from when we did the speech, and then like the second round of drawings, I believe. It's
All right,
kinda
you got like your vest and undershirt button up.
Yeah.
I've got a half plate and a cape, like a purple cape,
Nice.
and then just like pretty standard, but not like high quality clothing, I guess, like under the plate.
Gotcha.
Leather armor that are probably pieces that are not supposed to be like where they are, you know, kind of like cut down with metal bits and stuff attached to it.
Hell yeah.
A scarf.
Oh yeah, a little yellow scarf.
Tulu's got her improved leathers that she had fixed up, like off the shoulder orange shirt, and I think she got pants. She got pants at some point
Yeah.
Nice.
And
with the
thigh-high
strappy things.
boots.
Yeah, I was trying to look up reference, but I don't have it saved to my phone.
That's fair.
I think I have it here. It's not relevant right now.
There's pictures.
Yeah. You can always check out our YouTube thumbnails at youtube.com/
They're also on our website.
u/Arcanarama. Forget how the YouTube stuff works now. Well, yeah.
We earned it.
Yeah. Excellent. So, the day is yours as you find yourselves within the Tipsy Pixie. In Foxburn, across the sea, across the Glimmick Sea in Vasikker, I should say.
What are other people wearing here?
Yeah, do we seem
Yeah.
odd comparatively?
You definitely stand out. There are other people who are armored in different styles, but they appear to be travelers and adventurers that are also within the Tipsy Pixie. But the majority of people that you see that you would presume are probably either like commoners or whatever the middle class of this region would be, are wearing sort of these. We would akin it. I would akin it most to like almost traditional like Chinese tunics, where there's not quite a collar. It just kind of like comes up a bit, and then there's like the crossed V of the lapels. Various colors. There are actually a lot of colors. There seems to be a thriving dye industry in the area, at least. And most are wearing very kind of like loose-fitting, baggy harem-style pants as well, men and women.
Okay. So long lines, roby, two-piece robes.
Yeah, and it's pretty warm, but also like arid. It's like pretty dry. In the region.
So they're like linens, kind of like lightweight fabrics.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of like breathy cotton.
Okay.
You think it'd be best if we blended in a bit more, or should we stand out purposefully?
I mean, well, compared to the other non-townies, the other adventuring and traveling people, is the style of our armor like way off? Like, does it look like?
You stand out just as much as any other adventurers do.
Okay. But it's not like your armor is from 10 years ago.
Right.
I imagine people get a set and they that's what they have.
Yeah, and there are definitely other people here who are also not from Vasikker. And it's the same as, anywhere you go, you see people with fashions from different continents. Travel is, while dangerous in the wilds, is still accessible.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, being in a completely new continent, this is probably the least we're going to stand out compared to normal.
Yeah. I think there are enough other people that are not from around here that it's not like we're the only ones traveling through.
Right.
So, Pete, he said he was already kind of halfway between here. Should we tell him to just stop and wait for us? We leave in the morning? Because he said it's going to be 2 days or something for him to get over here.
Right, and then just to backtrack. I can reach out.
Okay.
Only if you want to.
Well, seems we're leaving in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll just reach out and let Pete know. I will request Pete to wait for us along the path if he can, and we'll leave here.
Okay, let's play through it.
How far have you gotten?
I don't know, maybe like 5 or 6 hours outside of Foxburn.
Oh, we'll see you soon.
Okay. Where?
The Tipsy Pixie.
Cool.
I love you. I don't know how to end these.
Alma, please.
Hang up.
That's just walking
I
on
was
eating
like,
grapes.
Pete's just gonna start like drifting on and using all the words up.
He was going to before you severed the. You can hear a song kicking in before you severed the connection.
It's only going to be about 5 or 6 hours.
Okay, so he'll be here by morning. I thought it was going to take much longer.
I guess he didn't really say I'm directly in the middle of Foxburn and Goldrun, just somewhere in between them.
Yeah, you get the sense that he was previously in Foxburn and was leaving for Goldrun when you contacted him. He was like, "All right, I'll turn around."
Nice.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. I'd be like, cool. I'm at Goldrun.
He tends to get weird shit when we're around him, so.
Yeah. But do we have anything purple?
Purple.
It's kind of like a customary thing. Do you have anything purple?
No.
Purple.
Do I see anything purple around?
I mean, yeah, people are wearing articles of clothing that are purple.
You there?
I have this flower. It's like dried and crusty, but it is purple.
He'll like it, I'm sure.
All right. So, just as a quick check-in, we're hoping to find the tablets with a prophecy. But we don't know for sure if they're still here.
Yes?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
based on what Horace said, they're here. I don't know how much of what part of everything that he said to believe. But there should be basically, I guess, an archaeological site
Right.
in Goldrun where a temple's been recently on it that may be barricaded off. I don't know if they're not Harpers. I don't know what organization. I don't know if it's the Black Rain. I don't know if it will be disguised as something else.
Yeah.
But they probably wouldn't let just anybody wander in.
I imagine it's a trap, for sure. We've been told about it as a bit of a curio, and we're heading right to it. I'm certain it's a trap. Or at least a confrontation.
I can't figure out what the motive is
Yeah.
here. It could be that this person thinks that they're doing something good.
Well, every bad guy thinks that. Or gal. It's the... I don't know. It's hard to say because we've been told that we're the weapons, and maybe by us being there, we kind of enact something.
Right.
You know, we've been drawn to start a ritual of sorts. But it's hard to say. We could sit and speculate and never move forward or take action.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see.
And it's not like we're ever going to die.
If
I
you
say that all the time. Yeah, that's my catchphrase.
It's as soon as somebody says that something bad happens.
A bird flies into the window.
What do we do? Rather, how do we feel if we get to the tablets and they say exactly what we've been told? Is that better? Worse? The same?
We've also found that other people are trying to start the war, and not who we've been told is trying to start the war. So, if it is true, then we will be going for the ones trying to enact a war. I imagine, instead of the ones we were told to kill.
Well, we've only really heard about that one tablet. I don't know if there's more information to be had.
And we don't know, I mean, this Grimlock general that they want us to assassinate, does he know about this prophecy? Is he part of trying to make it happen, or is he just hates Mistinor and is like, I'm sure that they're gonna attack us, so we gotta do it first. I'm a general and I attack things, you know.
We've heard he carries with him a bit of honor from one of his previous...
I always tried to make it sound like it's someone that can't be reasoned with, which I don't believe.
It doesn't sound. Even Renair seemed willing to speak with him.
And we sat with, what was the name?
Unless General
Bottom was saying that they were beyond honorable on the battlefield.
Unless he's gone the way of what's her face and Children.
That's something.
I don't know how you get to that point, but
I mean, in that scenario, we may be able to. If he was a good person prior, we might be able to draw the spirit out of whatever item is causing him to turn.
But we won't know until we look at the tablets, right?
right. So, if we do find this place that we're looking for, and it is crawling with Black Rain,
We could try and communicate first.
I suppose. I mean, as long as nobody's outright, you know, wearing the masks and trying to kill us when we show up, we can just say, you know, Horace told us that these prophecies had something to do with us and we came to see them for ourselves. It's true.
Yeah.
But again, we can sit and speculate.
If they attack us, then we assume that Horus
Then-
wants us to fail so that the nations clash, blah, blah, blah.
If he wants that, why tell us?
Yep.
Right. If we're the weapons of prophecy, I can't imagine they're gonna pull the red carpet out from underneath us.
Well, I think because he expected us to
Just go
to
the
go
place.
do hero shit and assassinate the person that is supposed to be bad, and then it ends up playing into
We should have
the
had
half of the prophecy
we
that's
should have
bad.
had Renair communicate with Brimlock and feign the assassination.
Like, tell him about it?
Tell him that
Oh, tell him to fake it?
Oh, like
Yeah.
have Brimlock fake his own death?
I mean, if he's a prideful
But-
person, I don't think that was. I
Yeah.
don't think he would.
it would take some convincing.
Wouldn't that not just make him want to start the war even more?
It could turn
Feigning
out
his
bad for
assassination.
Winfell.
No, knowing people want to assassinate him.
Just thought it might draw out the ones who told us to assassinate them.
Well, that's fair.
6 hours or so, you said?
6 hours of high anxiety, yes.
We can sleep.
Try.
He knows to come here, right? And then I think maybe we just go and see what we find. And I don't know how much use planning right now is going to be if we don't know enough.
Right.
I would be curious to see if Brimlock were to fake his own death, if the people of Fort Hornwood would decide it was Mistanor's doing and then they would attack, or if Mistanor would see that the great general of Fort Hornwood has been put down and then they decide to attack, or if the Black Rain would step in and try to do something.
It feels a lot like us being asked to perform the assassination was meant to spur something on, but not the thing that we were told. It seems short-sighted at the very least. That assassinating somebody of great power would fix the problem at hand.
Because someone is going to pick up the mantle.
Right.
Is that someone a Black Rain member? Would they assume the position of general and go ahead with the attack themselves? Maybe Brimlock is not planning on doing it fast enough for him.
Or maybe he's not planning on doing it at all. There's a lot of questions.
Does anybody have a way to, if there was a way to like know what somebody is thinking when you're talking to them? You know, like if there are
Simple as that.
people there that are, you know, working on the excavation and working on the tablets, and we show up and talk to them, like, is there a way to know what they're really thinking? I mean, I feel
Sure
like,
is.
you know, as we've all been traveling together, I've grown a little bit more insightful about people's intentions, but there's no guarantee that, you know, my gut feeling is correct.
Right.
And I
Maybe
could make
Piet has a potion or something.
a little. I wouldn't be able to hear them, I don't think, but a little floating eye that I could look through,
Oh,
like invisible.
so we could like watch somebody? How does that work? Do you have to like follow them, or do you have to have
No, I
been
can spell
inside the
somewhere.
room or something?
No, I think it just like let it go. Invisible magic eye within range, up to an hour, 30 feet.
Can you only see or hear through it at one time?
Visual information. I can just keep moving it out. Yeah, it's just like a floating eye that goes around.
Is it visible?
It's invisible.
Invisible.
Mhm.
So as long as whoever we're trying to follow doesn't have glasses like Horace, they wouldn't be able to see it, right?
How many of those could there possibly be?
It's the Black Rain, though.
I wonder if he got those off of Flasham when the Black Rain killed him. Or was
You know,
that the Silver Stake?
Let's go check it
So
out.
many cults.
Were there this many cults always?
I don't remember
Or is that
being
new?
a bunch of cults growing up,
You know,
but maybe
I
I just
hear-
didn't see it.
I've heard that during times of like economic depression, there are more cults because people need something to turn to.
Well, really,
Sad.
probably like disillusionment about your economic situation
Right.
will lead you to look for something stable. You know,
But it's not.
it was the 60s. The 860s. I don't know the year, but something
It's
like
892.
890?
892.
892.
It was the
Post-severance.
90s.
there were some of those there too. Left in their wake. Oh. The memories.
We just got here. It was the 80s when we left.
Okay. So we take a nap collectively. We wake up and
Together.
we find Pete. Pete finds us. We travel for a few days.
Have a bit of a conversation with Pete. See what he knows.
Maybe he knows. He was headed to Goldrun. What for?
I was hoping that being a pretty prolific dealer in magical things, he might know at least where we could find these tablets.
I imagine Goldrun has at least a different library than we've been able to find in Winfell and Mistinal.
How big is Goldrun? You know?
It's pretty big.
Yeah. Like Waterdeep big?
Yeah. Right.
It's almost like a two-tiered Waterdeep. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read it described as
Double water.
plateaus.
I'm trying to remember what Horace said about the location of this temple that they found.
The
Like, did he say it was just outside of Goldrun, or is it like in the fucking?
did we see floating isles when
He
we were
said-
outside?
He said outside of Waterdeep.
Okay,
No.
Oh, okay.
outside
That's
of.
super specific. I could ask that anywhere. I don't know why I decided to ask that here.
Yeah.
You're thinking about Zelda again.
Outside of Goldrun, so it won't be within the city. So we may have to sort of
Circumvent.
circle around and find.
That's fine.
We could start there as a priority, and if we can't find anything or Pete doesn't know anything, we could try and find out if there's a public library
I mean, I'm
or
sure
even an
private.
academic library.
Yeah.
if Goldrun has, a city god of sorts, then they would probably know about any sort of dig sites happening around their city that we could just ask.
There might
Where
be some
it is.
kind of, hello, it's me, Pippin, I'm still here. There might be some,
That's why he has to say that. He's so quiet. You should eat, by the way. We would see your arms coming in at least.
there might be some sort of archaeological guild that we could ask about ongoing digs.
That's true.
Or maybe even, I don't know, pose as a member or something like that. Who knows?
I think we should start with asking, and if that fails,
We could ask what their uniforms look like. That way we could.
There's also a chance that, based on the way that this might have been the Children of the Mists thing, but the way that they sort of used illusory magic to hide, where they were going and how they got into places and whatnot, it could look like there's no site at all.
that would be bad. That would be bad for us.
But we have someone who can detect magics, at least can identify where those illusory things are coming from.
Oh, if we just keep walking, we'd fall in at some point.
In theory. Or we just fall into any old hole.
Like a group of adventurers just like
That's actually an incredible thing.
trying to cover all, all of the square footage.
That's an incredible thing to put on your headstone. Just keep walking until you fall in, right above your grave.
We could just, in that case, we might as well just all roll around throughout all
Have a
of
more
Vasikker.
surface area, yeah. Oh, my foot went in. I think it's over here.
But that could also just be like gophers.
Could be gophers.
But it wouldn't look like
We can sit
Big
here.
gophers.
We can sit here and speculate all day where the gophers live.
And should.
I'm going to go to sleep. This food is making me tired.
Okay. Me too, me
I'm a
too.
little sun zapped.
You guys head up to your rooms for the night. Very nice little spaces. They're smaller than what you're used to. Like probably maybe 10 to 20 square feet larger than like your cabin would be below decks on a ship.
Okay.
But even for as small as they are well decorated. There's a lot of like various animal furs that hang from the wall, like leathers that hang from the walls, and paintings of like beautiful savanna landscapes. Yeah. And each of the beds is like there's a thick fur that make a nature check actually. Anybody who's curious.
Okay.
Stay curious.
It's sort of like brown with silver. Yeah, it was brown that like gradients to silver in places.
Hey, 7.
Seven.
14.
Did you roll 5?
Yeah.
So did I.
Nice. You're not
should get
sure of the specific
13. Yeah.
13. Nice.
Didn't know what to say.
Yeah, you're not. None of you are sure of like the specific, like, breed of animal, but it appears to be some sort of like bison coat. But you get the sense that that's more decorative, based on how hot it is in this
Yeah.
area, in this region. But it is nice and cool inside, perhaps by arcane means, and you all find your rest easily.
So we would wake up at
And
night.
go easy.
That wasn't difficult at all. I wake up. Ha! Did it again, Silent.
You did used to have a hard time sleeping.
Yeah.
Can I attempt?
Yeah.
I know it's kind of a 50-50 shot because I'm not a cleric, or well, I am, but
You know what I mean.
I'm not a
Spoiler.
doctor. Oh wait,
I'm a god doctor.
I don't have a feature that allows me to do this, so it's kind of just like a hey. But can I attempt to get in contact with the Covetous King? And because there's some stuff where we've still been suspicious about there. I
You
just
talking
want to
about
talk
thoughts and
to
prayers
him.
right now?
I'm doing thoughts and prayers.
I would say you would be aware to speak directly with the Covetous King, probably unlikely. To perhaps contact your diva and speak with them in your sleep would be more likely. If you would like to roll a D100.
So you got to get through the assistant.
How many levels in cleric do you have? Excellent.
Could have said any number.
Well, I said
I appreciate the truth.
67.
67. You have a peaceful sleep devoid of dreams.
Divad of dreams.
When I wake up, I'm doing the Silas grumble about just like all you guys hear is we're like going back downstairs. It's just so we only talk when you want to talk. It's fine. It's not like you granted me godly powers and asked me to go on a quest.
So
It's just
if you need something.
If you need something,
Oh, it's silly when I do it. I see. It's fine. That's good. That's good. I'm always shirtless in the morning. I'm not going to put on my fine
Talking
shirt
about
and pull-ups.
something completely different too. You're just over there.
They say that the toilet's flesh and they go the other way, but they don't.
And yeah, you all begin heading downstairs. As Alma, you receive a message in your mind.
In my mind.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm at the place.
Great. We're heading downstairs.
Okay. Pete's General Goods. Oh yeah, Pete's General Goods. Come on now.
What's he saying now?
And
You look concerned.
it goes on for longer than it should.
Give me give it to me. Give it to me.
I just like hold my ear up to your ear.
As you guys come rounding the corner down the stairs and step back into this open area, which is a lot busier now, actually, as night has fallen and there's more people drinking than eating at this point. And you see, seated at the far end of the bar top is a familiar-looking gnome who, his appearance hasn't really changed at all. Just bald on top with little spectacles, and where once there was an arm, there's now this sort of like mechanical, almost warforged looking appendage that comes out. Only has 4 fingers, like 3 fingers and a thumb placement. Sitting at the end of the bar and just kind of like swaying to himself, dancing to whatever music is playing in his and Alma's head.
I'm gonna try to time it out when I see him. Go, Pete.
General
Goods, hey, what the fuck?
You, first, I think introductions are in order.
Oh, hello.
That is Howie.
Howie.
It's
Howie.
Howie. It's hard to tell. Sometimes it's Howard.
Howie.
official business.
Well, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Pete of
Who's
Pete's
Pippin?
General Goods.
Was Pippin with us?
Pippin is here.
Pippin
And
was not with you in
children?
Children, no.
Okay, and this is my brother Pippin.
Hello, it's a pleasure. I've heard so much about you. I haven't heard shit about you, but it's nice to meet you. He like shakes everyone's
I'll
hands.
click Hank.
I'm Hank. Oh, that's fun.
Thought there might have been another phrase. Send help.
Oh yeah, we should start rolling for those, I guess, when somebody else pushes a button.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, roll a d6.
Okay.
I have to remember
Yeah,
what they
this
all
is-
are.
I know that there's 3. There's 3 that I know of.
Send
think-
help and
You're beautiful.
Actually,
I
One
put
more
one
thing.
of them. I put one of them on
Oh,
the
one
doll.
more thing.
right.
Too.
That was from Katya.
Yeah.
But yeah, on Hank you've got I'm Hank,
Yeah.
send help, and
One more thing.
One more thing.
actually
Oh,
one more
one more
thing.
6.
6?
And,
Actually one more thing.
try again.
You pushed a different one?
yeah.
A different one from the first 2 times?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that one. This one just goes, send help.
This is fucking Hank. Can't believe I had to say that just now. He's 3 things he says, and I had to say it.
Cool. So what brings you guys to Vasikker?
We're looking for something. We were hoping maybe you might know at least an inkling of where it is.
Maybe. What is it?
Do you know about any archaeological dig sites outside of Goldrun?
A couple, yeah.
A couple.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some. Apparently, there's like. I guess. Do you guys know much about the history of the region?
Not shit.
I imagine you're going to tell us.
Sure. So a really
Should we
long
start
time ago.
traveling? Should we start
Yeah,
walking?
could we walk and talk? Are you
Okay.
tired? Do you need a drink or anything?
No, I'm good. I've already had 3.
Nice.
He slaps down a gold piece on the countertop and hops down.
All right. I'll take the keys. I'll turn them in.
Yeah, you get all of your affairs in order, and Pete leads you out. So, a really long time ago, these people showed up, humans people, you know the ones, and they came from this old place that isn't around anymore. It sank in the ocean. The ocean ate it.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum. I hear it was tasty. Anyway, before that,
The ocean said that?
probably, I wasn't there. So
Couldn't put it past me, Pete. You old bastard.
I got here much later.
Okay.
So, all that happened, right? But before that happened, Vasikker. It was a whole continent basically run by elves, mostly. You know, the dwarves have been here for forever, whatever. And there's oh shit,
What? What was it?
I forgot the name.
Oh.
There's another people that we hear.
Hypnotize you.
I thought he forgot something.
You guys, maybe you guys can find this faster than I can. You met somebody, the shop owner in Mossendale.
Oh.
Do you remember
What
what
you
I
named
what
your...
I named his race? I haven't looked at this in a really long time.
Nope.
Well, my
Sorry.
mom. We're gonna get there.
I'm in the right document. I just gotta
Cameron,
wait.
it's me, your wife. Don't forget to cut this episode.
Never!
Sorry, audience. We will not cut this episode.
I have a note here that says "Liches be shopping."
Nice.
They were like an air genasi.
Harshan. Got it. I did that with my brain even.
Harshan, descendant of the Fae, magical,
I did that with my brain.
polite, special, gift giving.
I know what you
Oh,
mean.
the gift giving one.
Yes, the one who made your shield, Silas.
Harshan.
Right! The Harshan!
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, so the Harshan people, there was mostly elves in Harshan, and I guess the humans showed up and they were like, we discovered this continent and now it's ours, and that's how the Cretan Empire started.
Classic.
Awkward.
Yeah, classic humans, am I right? He nudges you.
Well, maybe if
Anyway.
you talk to an elf for more than 10 minutes.
Anyway, for a really long time, people, and the things in Vasikker have changed since these times, but there was a time where they were viewed as being as a lesser intelligent species. And mostly that's because men couldn't figure out how their language worked, because there was a lot of shushing and arshing sounds. So they were kind of like run out and viewed as like the uncivilized barbarians from the region.
Elves?
No, the Harshan.
Okay.
So anyway, long story short, they found some old stuff that they think that those dudes used to, and ladies and thems, used to worship and all that stuff. And there's some old, what is it? Ah, shit. This is all just canon how Piet is remembering this story. What is it? Like cultural centers that were, previously unfound, that have been unearthed because it's been hundreds of years and shit since all this went down. So there's like that one.
So you'd say that there's an uncovered temple to an unknown deity there?
Oh, maybe. Sure.
You said that
No,
they
like
used to worship. Right, you said that out loud.
Did I?
Some places that.
Oh, like a place of worship.
Like a temple.
People used to
Sure.
worship. Yes.
Yeah, you can call it a temple. Yeah.
I'd say you
I don't
should.
know. All I know is that there's a place like that, but there's also a couple of other archaeological digs. One place where they discovered they were looking for some old elven stuff, but then while they were digging, they discovered a deposit of troll's bane. So the Belgraph family came in and they were like, no, and now they cover that spot. But they kept digging to get the troll's bane out, so they could have found maybe a temple there too. I don't know. There aren't a lot of typically while the places are still being unearthed, there's not a lot of information that comes out about them until afterwards. They try, the Archaeological Guild likes to get their affairs in order and then make the announcement of look what we found.
Do you know anyone in the guild by chance, or how to contact them?
No, I avoid the Archaeological Guild because I like to delve into these places myself, and they have too many rules.
Rules like
Like, don't blow up the buildings, don't explode the walls to get to the sweet, sweet magic stuff inside.
Actually, yeah, I agree with that. I wish
that's
you would.
probably- Yeah,
I don't always,
but you have.
but if there's cool stuff that you gotta get to, you gotta get there.
How do
man.
you know if there's cool stuff?
I can feel it in my bones.
We were talking about Trollsbane last time for some reason, weren't we?
From trolls.
That it's here.
Yeah,
That was
you learned of
Yeah.
its existence.
But it's,
There's a big trade for it. It's kind of blooming in Vasikker of late.
I mean, we know about Trollsbane already.
but
You and I do, at least.
Yeah, it's a heavily, like, I almost said controlled substance. Kind of. It's like, not a drug, but it's a very powerful type of metal that apparently it takes enchantment super quick. And sometimes it can even, like, if you put low-level shit into it, it kind of, like, boosts it up a little bit. So, yeah, that's pretty heavily controlled by the government. And actually, the Belgraft family is, the head of the family is Delvin Belgraft. And he's actually what you in Winfell would probably refer to as like a hand of the king. He's like the king's right-hand dude, main advisor. So he's kind of like in charge of all of that stuff. And his family minds it. And he's probably really rich.
That seems
Like a lot.
shady.
Oh, almost certainly.
Have you heard, once we get to...
Welcome to the Crexan Empire. Down with the establishment.
We're in the middle of the woods.
Shh.
Okay.
I was
We're
gonna
in the
say-
streets of Foxburn. What? You left the tavern.
Oh,
You're still
we
walking
haven't.
through a town. You haven't reached the gates to the town yet.
Ah, I see.
I was about to
Speaking of
say-
which, if anybody would like to make a perception check to kind of look around Foxburn on your way out, you're more than welcome.
Come on.
check.
I want to use a big boy.
You're saying?
Oh boy. Yikes! The fuck?
27.
Yikes.
Nice.
25.
Nice.
9 plus 16.
11.
My perception is plus 8, 9. 11.
11. Okay. Excellent. Silas and Cholula, as you're having this conversation with Pete, you notice a couple of shops as you're walking past them. You see one called the Enchanted Emporium, as well as a place known as the Silverpaw Forge. You also see a couple of intriguing places. There's one place that looks to be like a clothing stop that's called Starlight Fibers, as well as the Whispering Leaves Apothecary. You also, as you're walking, you pass through this very large market area, and you walk. There's like this big bronze archway that you walk through, and then there's all these different colorful tents set up, and you can see people selling these like massive bag. They're not selling the massive bags, but they have these massive sacks of spices and various.
Like comically piled up to a cone.
Yeah,
head.
very much like very meticulously.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's colorful tents and stalls that line the streets that sell exotic spices and rare fabrics and curiosities and everything in between. It's pretty chaotic here, even at this time of night, as you guys are kind of like shoving through people who are all haggling, and you get the sense that the commerce in this area never stops.
You see something short to grab to eat? Let me know. I haven't had a bite in a minute. Where are you at on that war pick? Did you have some time
Oh, yeah.
quite yet?
Yeah, I did that last night.
I don't know how I slept through that. Is it silent, or do you like hit it with hammers or something? I'm not sure. I never
yeah.
really see what you do. You just kind of like. Then you just have something. It's you know what I mean. You kind of just pull things out, and it's completely functional.
Of course, there's a little bang of hammers, nothing too loud.
Okay.
Tiny hammers.
Yeah.
Tinkering
Yes, tinkering. Sure.
versus clanging.
Magic still just escapes me. I'm not entirely sure how it will ever work.
Nobody does.
You said
Humans, right? He nudges at you, Howie.
you said levels earlier, and I didn't even think about it in levels terms before.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, there's like tiers of magic. And there's like some high tier stuff would be like things that are super hard or dangerous or just complicated. Not even necessarily dangerous, just complicated.
It's like I always knew about it, but I never knew. You know, it's like a pretzel. Magic's like a pretzel. I won't get into it again.
Sure. There's also like really low level stuff too that you could do it almost costs nothing.
Like prestidigitation, right?
Sure.
Yeah. That seems small. That didn't seem like right.
Oh, grabby hand.
Yeah.
That's one of my personal favorites.
Grabby hand?
Grabby hand!
I've been working on grabby hand.
Nice! You want a high five?
Do it, Silas. Do it. That's what I'm waiting for.
I do like a really intense concentration face.
Silas shits himself.
Mist kind of pours out of my jacket and forms into like a hand that's maybe a bit too big. And like slowly moves towards Pete.
Hell yeah. Oh, excellent. Yeah. Pete just goes, high five! And he holds up his arm that is a new arm and moves it forward, and you see this sort of like ghostly apparition of a hand kind of just come out from it.
Isn't it?
It is purple.
Okay.
And yeah, also the entire arm painted purple. Various shades, like the different gears are a lighter color.
nice.
It's
Yeah.
it's very rad, and the way that they kind of like and Howie, you'd probably be very interested in this.
Yeah.
There is an arcane nature to this. And there are runes inscribed in it, and I would wager that based off of y'all's experience with Pete, you can tell that this is something that he made himself.
Nice.
That like glows in certain areas.
Very cool.
But yeah, he sends out this little spectral hand and high fives with the mist. There's an audible little pat as the two meet. Nice.
Yes. Nice.
Nice.
I knew that was going to happen. I kind of like waft my jacket over it and absorb the mist.
Howie, what is your passive perception?
Oh, you're passive.
Passive.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, passive. It's 17.
17? Okay, excellent. Yeah, you guys continue on through the bazaar and eventually make your way to the other side. You reach the other side, there's this large, like 50-foot stone wall and guard posts on either side. Looks like a stable as well up along the side of it. It is currently open. There are people standing guard that are wearing, they're wearing this sort of like red and gold filigree, or rather tabards of red that are outlined in gold with a gold circle in the center that has three like weasel-like creatures that are chasing each other in a circular pattern. And yeah, you pass by the guards and make your way out of the city of Foxburn. And for the first time, though it is night, you see the landscape, other than Howie, who's been here most of his life. The rest of you, for the first time, see the Yellow Plains, which are very aptly named. It is a flowing savanna land of rolling hills of this tall golden grass that just sways in the night breeze. You can't see very far because it is night, but even the moon in the sky illuminates this this almost, I don't want to say prairie, because that implies that it's flat. But just these rolling hills of golden grass flowing in the breeze, and it's spotted by these tall cypress trees. Is that what we landed on?
Acacia trees?
Acacia trees, thank you.
The ones from The Lion King?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, these...
Umbrella acacias.
Yeah, umbrella acacias. And there are various different sizes of them. Like there are a couple that seem to like just be sprouting nearby, but you can see huge ones in the distance. And occasionally the horizon is also kind of split up by these really thick trunked trees that almost looks like somebody took a fat tree out of the ground.
Baobab
ripped up-
trees?
Yeah, baobab trees.
Yeah.
Looks like they like ripped them up out of the ground and
was
flipped them
literally just
over,
looking at
and they're just like roots out. Just these incredibly thick trunks that are interspersed among them. In the distance, maybe I don't know, maybe like a half mile away, which is about like the end of where the moonlight is even illuminating for all of your eyes with your dark vision. You can see a herd of some type of creature that is just kind of like slowly grazing, or a couple of them are moving, most of them are just kind of like standing still. And you set out into the wilds of Goldrun, or the Yellow Plains, towards Goldrun.
Yeah, once we get out of the range of other people, is what I'm gonna be like, this temple that we're looking for, they found tablets that have supposed prophecies on them that
Oh, cool.
not in a known language. And we've been told that one of these prophecies has something to do with us, and we came to see it in person.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds like probably a good idea, especially if it's involving you, maybe figure out who thinks they can plan your future for you, eh?
Yeah. Do you know which one of those sites would be the one that would be most likely to have these tablets we're looking for?
No!
I would guess it's the
Harshan!
Harshan temple. That
Yeah,
seems the most
that
likely.
sounds-
Yeah.
A language that
peoples.
nobody is familiar with.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know where that one is?
I know of it. I haven't, been there.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like the Troll's Bane
Mines?
would be
Yeah.
so busy that, like, if they were in there, they're somewhere else now.
Right, maybe your best bet would be hit up Goldrun and, maybe ask around a bit and then just kind of go from there, maybe?
We could, but then there'd be more people knowing that we're looking for it.
We don't have to let people know we're looking for those tablets as much as the ruins of the Harshan.
Oh, yeah, we could just say,
We look like people who want to know about things from other places, right?
Hey, maybe again, we just make up a good lie. Like, hey, I'm looking for my pappy, and he's been working at this dig site, but I don't know where it is. Can you tell me how to get there? Because mother's falling sick, and we've really got to find him and get him home. Something like that.
we're just
Are you pooping?
No, I'm trying to hold back a sneeze.
We could just say that we're interested in archaeology and have been hearing about an incredible find. We're curious if we could take a look.
I could bullshit something about architecture.
You love rocks.
I absolutely do. It's one of my boring subjects.
Cool. That all
I
sounds
mean,
great.
nobody
Yeah.
said that. You just kind of.
Well, if you guys need anything before you set out, I've got a little storefront set up in Goldrun if you wanted to come by.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I imagine we're traveling together, right? We have
Right now, sure.
some catching up.
I
to
was
do.
already headed to Goldrun.
Yeah.
I gotta go check on my investments.
Yes.
Wow.
What?
No, I.
How'd you come about the arm?
I made it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What happened to the old one?
I lost it back in Chill Run. These guys were there.
Oh.
We didn't do it.
No, it was
Sure.
a big angry lady with horns. You just ripped it right off.
Cool.
He was not phased.
Yeah, I
and that
couldn't
haunts
even-
me to this day.
I couldn't even feel it at the time. I was so hopped up on so many different potions.
Floating?
I barely remember that day. Apparently there's a statue of me in the city.
And you're floating.
And
Did the
so
statue
strong.
have one of them or two?
It had to.
It had to.
It was about the rescue, I think. It was depicting.
Yeah, I
your
got it.
rescue.
Oh, yeah, right. I see. It comes back in pieces.
Yeah,
I
I get
remember
it.
pulling people out of holes a lot.
Yeah.
I guess they were in the sewers, and I was just ripping them out of there.
You were screaming
Oh,
almost the whole time, but not in fear. You were inciting fear onto others.
right. Yeah. Well, there were giants and stuff.
Right.
It was scary.
He was jacked and flying, so just.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of other things that we aren't aware of.
I
Yeah.
have to live with it, so now you do.
I'm trying to cut back on the potions a little bit these
Really?
days, but I got some, in case of emergency.
They hit harder in an emergency if you don't take them too often.
Right, yeah, you have to
Yeah.
kind of microdose.
It's a tolerance break.
Wow, that just sounds like a good way to ruin a bunch of potions. If you don't take the whole thing, you don't get the effects, and also it stops.
I told you I don't know how magic works. I don't know why we're talking about
Nobody
it.
knows how magic
If
works.
you ever get the idea
Nobody
of
ever
like, oh,
has.
I've got this potion, I really need to stretch it out, and so you just like, I'll take a little sip today and a little
Yeah.
sip tomorrow.
I did that.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Oh,
Yeah, no, you take the sip, but it doesn't. It's not enough to start the enchantment, and then as soon as you take that sip away from the other, and you don't finish it like in a couple seconds, the whole thing is no.
that explains a couple sleepless evenings with a hag. That sounds worse than what it's supposed to sound like.
I'm not one to judge.
Not one to judge.
So is there anything we need to know not to do in Goldrun?
Right, yeah.
Like big
Sure.
rules?
Yeah, don't kill anybody. Don't steal from anybody. And probably don't try to get into...
Ruins where they keep ancient tablets?
What? Oh, well, I mean, probably if you're trespassing. Yeah, don't do that.
Right. Oh, don't talk shit about the, did you say Krexen Empire?
Yeah,
You
they
were
kind of run this
cautious
place.
about that, yeah.
I don't know if you saw the, the guards.
The ones with the medallions on.
Yeah, they were part of the King's Guard.
Okay.
Yeah, that symbol of the three minks, that's the symbol of House Bardis. King John Bardis is the king of Vasikker.
John
Well,
Bardis.
he's the king of...
John?
John Bardis.
John.
Yes.
Is he a human?
Yes. It's the Krexit Empire. I told you about how the humans came here, right?
John Bardis.
Yeah. What's weird about that?
It's weird.
You never met a human
It's a
named
very
John
short
before?
name.
I've never met a human named John Bardis before.
Oh, well.
Probably because he's a king. Can't imagine as easy
Your name's
person to run
Pete.
into.
Hold on. The standard for names is John. Your
Yeah.
name's Pete. You're
Yeah.
Howard.
P-I-E-T.
Maybe we're the weird ones.
No, that's wrong.
It's short. P-I-E-T. Pete. It's short for Peter. P-I-E-T-Y-R.
You mean we've been spelling it in
As
the
in
chat
like a-
wrong the entire time?
What's the chat?
Join our Discord.
There's a link in our about section.
What I was getting at is don't try to go to the Stratus district unless you've got a hefty bribe. And it better be hefty, because if it's not, and you get caught bribing the guards to get in there, you're fucked.
What's the Stratus
I
district?
imagine the upper
It's
one.
high, yeah.
Yeah, you'll see.
Oh, will we?
I'm confused. Are we going to Goldrun or not?
We're just
Okay.
kind of asking about customary.
Yeah,
We've
no worries.
never been.
Yeah,
been.
it's
Oh,
like
I've-
just
We've never been.
behave like you would in Waterdeep. Don't cast any like murderous spells in the streets. Don't steal anything. Don't kill anybody with your knives,
I'm
and you'll
gonna
be
just-
fine.
Shove my hands
Oh.
deep in my pockets.
There's
Something in your throat. There's something in your throat.
there's something in my throat. There's a
2 words.
there's a couple of there's a few water sources that run through the city, right? One of them in particular, don't drink it. If the water looks a little too yellow, that's because it is. And the waterfalls in the city are beautiful. Don't go near them.
Any of them?
Yeah,
Why? Can you explain?
you'll see.
No. Can you say?
I think it's better if you just see for yourselves.
Is it piss?
It's probably piss.
You ever seen a piss rainbow?
No.
No.
It's only got some of the colors. Isn't that
One
wild?
thing from Chillrun is to not trust small rivers of blank that lead to blank. Like a shit leading to a hut. Or
Oh.
piss running in through waterfalls?
One more important thing. You're probably going to have some culture shock, those of you who've never been here. You're going to see some things, especially in the lower districts of Goldrun, that are probably going to make you pretty mad. Just ignore it for now. There's nothing that can be done about it.
Jesus. That's Taylor, I'm sorry.
It's probably not what you're thinking. There's a pretty large wealth disparity in Goldrun,
Right.
and it's not even a little on the nose.
Okay.
It's probably gonna piss if you. He just like reaches up and opens up your lapel and sees your harbor pin. He's like, right. You're gonna hate it here.
Hoppers? I mean, they're honorary. Like, there's no one around. It's the fields.
Yeah, the buffaloes might hear you.
Bison? Is that bison?
Yeah, silverback bison. You ever seen them? Don't get them mad.
Okay. Don't interact with things.
Yeah, that's a good rule.
So,
Silas is doing the talking, but it's really quiet. It's the mumbling.
Just like hands are already like, don't interact with them.
Don't interact with things. You can't even look at the piss waterfalls.
What's
Well,
up?
you can look at them.
I'm
Yeah, just
talking
don't
to
get-
myself.
Okay, here's a better thing. Instead of just don't go near them, don't go downwind from the waterfalls. Were you gonna say something?
So you. Why ignore? Why are we ignoring?
Are you guys here to upend an empire's laws and rules
Not
and
on-
change the world for the better?
Not on purpose. We're looking for the tablets
But
first.
anything is possible at any time.
Anything-
Right, sure. I mean, if that's what you want to do, good luck. But Chill Run was one thing. This is a fight that I will not involve myself in because I don't like to lose.
Oh, Pete.
How do you know we'll lose?
So, okay, we're headed to Goldrun, right?
Right.
The seat of the Crexan Empire. I'm being rhetorical.
Okay.
The Crexan Empire. So, okay, Windfell.
Winfell.
If we're talking general size, you could fit Windfell inside of the Yellow Plains,
Okay.
like a whole thing. You can lay it might go up into Percabia a little bit, and maybe a little bit into the Rookstead Mountains, but mostly Yellow Plains is about the same size as Windfell, just different shape. The Crexan Empire spans across the entirety of the Yellow Plains, in addition to the entirety of the Rookstead Mountain Range and the entirety of Percabia. Percabia are the swamplands to the northwest of here, and the Rookstead Mountains is a mountain range full of dwarven cities that spans all the way from basically right north of Addix up to the ice plains of Isomir. All of those places fall under the rulership of King John Bardis. That's an awful lot of armies that would come to his aid if 4 people were to, say, try and upend his hierarchy and overthrow him.
You said it was large, so it might take the armies a while to get here.
And what
They've got ways of moving
Fuck up
quickly.
a lot of stuff
Yeah.
first.
Imagine every really badass person getting paid a lot of money to work with him.
Yeah, the
That's
Adventurers Guild? Holy shit. There's a lot of
That's-
adventurers in this
We're
in
not
these
planning
parts.
on starting shit. It's just kind of a fun
What
thought
percentage
exercise.
Sure, yeah, I'm just giving you a warning.
people within the Empire are the disparaged ones that would also fight?
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, they've been eating shit food and having the worst diets for years. Sure, there's lots of manual labor, but they're not getting the protein to back that up.
So why are we going to Goldrun?
We
I
have
got out
to
of there years
find-
ago.
You're looking for a tempo, right?
Yeah,
Outside of Goldrun.
right, but we don't
The
know
information
where.
is in.
Yeah.
So we've got to find somebody who does.
We
But
should
we're
also
going to get mad if we go into Goldrun.
We
It's
should also
true.
find out how involved the Crexan Empire is in this archaeological dig. 'Cause
If you guys want.
if they are running security on it, we will be poking the bear. And the bear is also poking a bee's hive.
If you guys want, I can go and find the information for you. You can just chill out in Foxburn and do whatever.
You mentioned piss waterfalls, and
I didn't mention piss waterfalls. I said, wait and see.
you describe. It's called Gold Run, so I imagine.
Yeah,
there's
well,
some
they
kind of
also,
wordplay.
well, kind of, but not intentionally. Actually, the first humans who landed there, they
Never
found
piss.
they found a literal gold mine, like
Oh, that's
a few months after they landed, and they were like, "Well, here's the capital."
Let's piss all over it?
Yeah, it's more
Well,
complicated
it's
than
just got to
that.
run somewhere.
Under,
see, you'll
under the ground. It could run under the ground.
That's more complicated than it sounds in this particular region.
Okay.
I don't want
Think
to go
about it; they're
because-
at sea level, basically,
I think it is safest
except for one part.
if maybe we get to the outskirts and don't go in.
Maybe we just look around.
We just look
What's
around.
It's really beautiful from the distance.
Perfect.
We'll just stay at the
I think that's all we can handle if we're not going to start a
Oh,
war in
God.
foreign lands.
Is the plateau pissing down onto the people below?
I think that's what I'm
probably
imagining.
what it does.
You'll see.
I don't want to see.
Anyway, we've got 3 days before we get there, so we should probably get a move on.
We are moving on slowly.
As you guys continue on,
Start running.
as you guys continue on to see what strange sights, sounds, and peoples await you in the City of Goldrun or around the City of Goldrun, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break.
Nice.
We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go away.
Don't.
The line of monstrous bandits advance towards you. You hear creaking coming from the woods, when suddenly, belching out from the forest, the dire troll. You're up first.
I cast Fireball.
That's all of them. Roll damage.
All sixes.
Booyah!
All right, you're next.
I cast Cone of Cold. It says 88 right here. 64 points of damage.
I cast Lightning Bolt.
That's all right with me.
You just did that.
Radiates this like golden energy, and I cast shield.
He looks down in sorrow and then turns a fiery gaze to the rest of you. And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. I'm Cork.
Nice. Cool.
Give him the official Herald salute, Arcana crew.
Was that gonna be the answer no matter what?
Yes.
Okay.
And very quickly, my head just turns. It's almost like someone called me, and I look back at you and I give you one last wave and one little sad look before blowing you a kiss and waving goodbye.
She goes, hot damn, mama. And I'm gonna slap her on the ass, and then I'm gonna whip around behind.
We have an unboxing to do. This was sent to us by a wonderful viewer of the show who's been with us from the very beginning, I believe.
Yeah.
In this package, there are gifts for all of you, as well as candy to share.
I already prepped.
Okay. Whoa! Hooray!
The end of it now, you're coming to the other side. I need everybody to make one more constitution. And makes it over to this pillar.
Also, Cameron, this map looks amazing.
Right?
Let's see if I can throw that out.
Built it with my own two hands.
What about that other hand? What was it?
It watched. Stay safe out there, adventurers.
Listen, I can only catch the.
we continue as you all are making your way along the King's Road of the Yellow Plains, passing through the Savannah Land. And as we do, I need somebody to roll a d20.
Josh.
You sure?
Yeah.
Should I be doing it?
You haven't done it as much as the rest of us.
3.
3? Excellent. Continuing along the way, see a lot of interesting sights just off of the road. This is quite a long road, and there are little like small outposts that you come across along the way that usually there'll be like a single restaurant that has like a well or like a stable that you'll come across as you're traveling. But for the most part, it's just long stretches of road and wildlife that occasionally crosses it, or you can just kind of like see in the distance. You see in the distance on one occasion, there's a group of those silverback bison, and you guys can all make perception checks if you'd like.
I do like.
Oh boy. 28.
Nice.
The closest I can get to a nat 20 plus
25.
9.
Also 25.
Also 25?
19.
19?
Nice.
Excellent. All of you can spot, kind of like just tucked out of view in the tall golden grass is what appears to be some sort of spotted big cat. And you can tell from the distance that it is quite large, larger than you would even anticipate a big cat to be, as there's some form of dire cheetah, actually a pair of them, that are kind of like crouched down in the tall grass, and you watch as they kind of like are quietly padding around this herd of bison and spring into action, chasing them. The bison take off running, and the two of them kind of like are leading the group and end up taking down one of the bison that lingers behind, that wasn't running as quickly for whatever reason behind the others. And basically it's like watching a cat if it were to like pick up a possum. They're like not the same size, but the bison
cat?
Yeah.
Like a big house cat, yeah.
Okay.
It's basically like watching, this. You see this large cheetah-like creature that like puts its jaws around the neck of a full bison and lifts it, and is only a little bit bigger than the bison itself. And the two kind of like carry it off, drop it down, and begin to like tear into it as you're traveling. Just like keeping eyes. Piet's just like walking along without a care in the world.
The really big cat.
Mm-hmm. On your second day of travels on the way to Goldrun, on your third day of travels on the way to Goldrun, you guys have just woken up in the morning, and you know that you'll arrive today, and you're kind of like getting your camp all tied up, your bedrolls tied up, and putting out the fire and not leaving a trace and all that good wilderness biz. Mm-hmm. And you feel a slight like rumble to the ground, like maybe it's some kind of earthquake.
How's Pete reacting?
You actually see Pete kind of like perk up at this.
Is that standard here?
Not really.
Is it directional?
Yeah, does it seem like a distant boom or a subterranean kind of rumble?
You guys can all make another perception check.
Yes, please.
25.
24.
25.
15.
Nice. Yeah, all of you rolled high enough. You do hear like a faint rumble that seems to be getting louder. And as you all kind of like look at each other, having this realization, you turn, and cresting over the hill is this massive herd of what looks like a mixture of zebras and wildebeests that are just rushing down in the direction that you were about to head towards you. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw as a stampede comes crashing through your camp. Also, if it was unclear, that disturbance in the ground was the resounding of the hooves. It wasn't like
Yeah.
an earthquake that
Yeah,
caused
yeah.
a stampede.
Yeah.
Good call there.
17.
23. Could I throw one of my cards?
Should probably do one for Hank too. Huh?
Yeah. I'd say on that dexterity saving throw, you can fire off one of your cards. Excellent.
I hope it's something large enough to split them. Wow, there's not
21?
enough cards to do this with
Right.
anymore. Ka-chow. All right.
I didn't even think you had any face cards left.
I didn't think so either.
Do you have this list pulled up by chance?
I can't. What did everybody get on the deck save? I'm hoping this isn't a waste of
Well,
cards.
we need to figure out what this is first because it might give them advantage.
Okay, cool.
I've got it.
Deck of illusions.
The Ace of Spades.
Probably a dragon, right?
No, actually. Surprisingly enough, this is one of the things that would be like the least terrifying to a herd of stampeding creatures. As you all watch, Silas throws a card down, and as he does, rising up from its place on the ground is this shadowy form, thin and frail, wearing flowing robes, as the skull-headed visage of a lich appears from the ground, and then just like things are just passing through it. It's like the least intimidating silhouette to see. It's just a skeleton man. So, what did everybody get on your deck saves?
17.
21.
21.
14, and Hank got a 9.
14, and Hank got a 9. All right, Hank is the only one who fails.
Oh, Hank.
I was hoping it would be some kind of a larger beast.
Hank
you stood
takes
up on the
17
wall.
points of bludgeoning damage as he is literally trampled by a stampede of zebras and wildebeests. The rest of you manage to like tuck out of the way. Some of you grab onto one of those acacia trees and kind of like pull yourself up out of the way as this herd passes by. And after a good probably like 30 seconds, which feels like a very long time, it slows down. There's some slower creatures in the back that just kind of like hoof by, and the ground begins to settle, and you can see it moving just like this swath of darkness and stripes on the horizon away from you.
Is there anything chasing them?
Make a perception check as Cholula makes her way up to the top of the hill that they crested over.
28.
28. You see maybe a half mile down the road, there's this one spot. It's like the sky is clear and blue with these like white wispy clouds, except for in this one little portion where the clouds have darkened and gathered, and you see what looks like two figures standing in the road as lightning begins to kind of flash in the clouds over them.
And that's in the direction that we're heading?
On a 28, they're standing on the road, literally.
Hey everybody.
What's up?
What's that?
Everybody good, by the way?
Like sliding down from a tree.
I forgot to roll for Pete and Pippin. Okay, Pete's good.
Pippin's probably
Pippin
fine.
is Pippin's fine.
Pippin is riding one.
I got a new pet.
I got a lot of new pets.
The whole herd.
Just running on top of him.
Yeah, forgot to tell you guys, he took some levels in Druid.
Yeah. He's also here.
From Cholula pointing them out,
Yeah, you can all see these two figures.
are we able to make anything out about them?
At a half mile, no.
I have no idea what that is.
How open is it on the sides of, like, how full are the trees? If we were to, like,
Oh,
walk
it's open.
off of
This
the
isn't
road?
like a forested, it's grassland.
Okay, we were just, like, close to a tree where we camped?
Yes. Yeah, you camped off the road.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. It's
No.
off the road. If we were to walk off-road will we be less visible amongst trees, or is it just grassland?
Oh, it's just grassland.
Okay, cool.
No horses, no like carriage or anything, just 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
So about that wall pick, what am I looking at?
I put a bracelet with like some runes and energy flowing through it, and then here, flip a switch on the war pick. Throw it.
Throw it.
Yeah.
Okay. I throw it.
Yeah, you throw it. It sticks in the ground.
Neat. Oh.
Is there any roll required?
I don't think so.
It just,
I think
like,
it just magically comes back after
Excellent.
each attack.
Okay.
Yeah, so it
remember
rushes.
returns.
It like rushes back towards you
Oh,
very
it's +1 also.
Okay.
nice, very fast through the air, and you like instinctively kind of like wince and hold out your hand, and as it returns, it like halts itself and rights itself, and then enters your grip in an instant.
There's a part of me that was like, if I have to dodge it or something, I would just deflect missiles.
Catch it anyway.
Rad. Okay.
Oh, that's a lot. I was wondering how many feet are in a mile and more than I thought.
That's a weird number. I don't like
It's like
it.
1700.
It should be an even
It's like
number.
5,000.
Oh, is it?
5, 6, 8, 4.
Oh, feet in a mile.
5284.
5, 2, 8, 4. I don't like it.
I
It
just
should be-
read
I'd
it
like
and I've
zeros.
Kind of forgotten.
Give me zeros.
No, not in America.
We don't use-
5280.
We don't have zeros here.
They might not be confrontational.
It could be.
Could have just been an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have just been diverting the herd that maybe it was already going
Sure.
towards them.
You hear a crack of lightning in the distance, and you see is like there are like red sparks and these like blue tendrils that are starting to like swish around the 2 figures. As each of them are like they're not like stationary. They are moving. Go ahead and make an insight check.
17.
22.
21.
Nice.
Also, my passive insight is now
18.
20.
Wow.
18.
18.
Excellent. Silas and Alma. Straight up, that's a wizard duel.
That's a
Hell
wizard
yeah.
duel.
As much as I want to get closer to this.
So should we just wait and see who wins? I mean, we could also just, make a wide berth.
Pete, your
No.
thoughts?
I don't know how long wizard duels take.
Can't
I
be
don't know.
long.
I mean, we could find out why they're fighting.
I'm curious.
In the middle of them fighting, you think they'll take a break?
Or we
don't
could
know
just
how
say
wizard-
fuck it and go around, whatever. I don't care.
I'm kind of curious.
I want to know what the wizard duel's all about.
Yeah.
All right.
If we get close and we start calling out, we probably won't get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a duel, they're probably not like trying to kill bystanders.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe seeing other people on the road, they'll be like embarrassed.
I would be.
I'm
I
pretty
mean, I could ask
dexterous.
them if we should go around or
I could send them a
if they want
message
to move
once
off
we
the road.
get in within like 120 or so feet. I could just be
Say-
like, hey, passing through here. Do you mind giving it a break?
Sure.
Yeah.
I do
Okay.
want to kind of see it, though.
Yeah.
I know, it's
Well,
taking
we
a
gotta
minute to
get
over
closer.
there.
Yeah.
All right. It doesn't take you guys too long, maybe the better part of 15 minutes to cover a half mile. Getting closer, you see there's a half-elf woman who's adorned in flowing crimson robes, who is summoned dancing flames that are swirling around her like a mesmerizing dance. And standing opposite her is a sturdy dwarven man with intricately inscribed armor of silver that has these glowing blue runes that appear to be some sort of like wards that are crackling with energy around him.
Do they appear to be trying to like kill each other?
Make another insight check.
25.
25. Alma, you are pretty well versed in the arcane at this point. Not so much in like wizard magics,
Totally.
but you do
Pretending to know how magic works.
But as somebody who has non-lethally disintegrated something, that wasn't you, but it was done by your equivalent. As somebody who would have that knowledge and capability, yeah, you can tell that they do not appear to be intending to inflict mortal wounds upon each other.
Okay.
But they are trying to incapacitate each other.
Nice.
The ground continues to tremble as there's a burst of pulsing energy that ripples through it. But as the shockwave passes through the ground, you see as the dwarf alight some runes on his boots alight, and he jumps and then floats in the air as the ripple passes beneath him. He quickly spins around and pulls a javelin from his belt, and he kind of like grabs it and twists, and you see as these yellow runes alight along the ends of it, and there's this crackling lightning as he throws it at her. As he does, she brings up her hand, and there's this burst of flame that comes up and forms this protective shield around her and deflects the javelin off into the ground to the side where the runes kind of dim down. As you watch Piet reach into his sack and pull out a little copper wire, and he kind of like twists it into a circle and holds it up to his mouth, and he's just like, "Hey, so we're just passing through. Do you guys mind just a pause? Just a quick pause?" Okay. Okay. And immediately, all of the arcane crackling in the air just like falls. You notice that there were like bits of savanna grass that had come loose and were like floating in the area and like not touching the ground, just kind of swirling around, and they all just fall at once. The runes go dark on the dwarf's armor as he turns around, and the half-elf woman is like looking over his shoulder. They all kind of like notice you at the same time, and then the dwarf was kind of like,
Do they look embarrassed?
Make an insight check.
So we get closer, just classic excuses.
29.
Absolutely. There's sweat, and they thought no one was watching, and then you guys kind of came out of nowhere, and they're suddenly just like, right, yeah, okay.
Is that javelin anywhere nearby as we walk by?
The dwarf immediately goes to pick that up. Yeah, no, he's not just going to let you steal his shit.
I'm just going this is yours.
Right.
That's a cool javelin and nice firepower.
Yeah, not bad.
Y'all have a good one, I guess.
Sure, yeah, you as well. Sorry for,
What was the goal?
We're just settling a bit of a matter of property, ownage.
Okay. I mean, we don't have a dog in the fight here. Maybe we could, if you explain the situation, we could just be a neutral party.
They kind of like glance at each other for a second, and then both start talking at the same time, and just kind of like give very much that like rivalry stare, before eventually the half-elf woman kind of like nudges over. We came upon an artifact in one of our previous endeavors, and I'm the one who found it. Forgive me, I'm Aethelinde Emberthorn. And the dwarf speaks up. Then Telgard Stormblood. We
What was his first name again?
Talgard Stormblood. We were part of a joint expedition recently, and I discovered the item and told Talgard about it, and he is the one who wrested it from its place, and seems to think that means that it belongs to him. And he's like, because it does, because I'm the one who got it out of the thing where it was stuck, so it is mine.
Well, you said we came across it. Like, do y'all work together and now you're not or something? Is that the situation?
We still work together, though not as closely, for obvious reasons. But we thought we would just settle the matter outside of the site.
What is?
Is it an artifact that maybe you could? I mean, how do you usually split your plunders?
Well, for most artifacts, they're brought to the guild and either put on display in a museum or returned to the site where they were found. But this particular item it was outside of the official chambers and as such was up for grabs. I spotted it first.
And I am the one who actually got it.
So why wouldn't you split it, right? Discovery, excavation, that's equal
It doesn't
work.
quite work like that. I mean, we're not like together all of the time.
But in this particular instance, it would keep herds from stampeding over people who are just sleeping and walking towards...
So wait, what's the artifact?
Yeah, what is the artifact?
It's just a little trinket known as the Prophet's Tear.
The prophet's what?
Tear.
Tear.
That's what we've been calling it. It's got sort of like a raindrop shape. Teardrop, if you will. And it's a magical item that provides boons.
Oh, that's neat.
Right, not something that's very easy to share.
Who's
Well, I'm
this
saying like
prophet?
the spoils of the sharing, selling it or whatever, it could be 50-50.
Yeah, right, but the issue that we've run into is that I would like to keep it.
And also, I'd like to keep it.
We can change weekends.
What are the boons? Who's the prophet?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm going to say with advantage because you mentioned the stampede and they're still very embarrassed.
Is there a shaming skill?
There should be. Roll for negging.
Persuasion?
I mean, that's
Oh boy.
27.
intimidation a little bit, right?
27.
I guess.
Yeah, it would be intimidation. 27. As you ask this, they kind of like share a look at each other, and Talgard is like,
Go on.
the Prophet's Tear is a sort of opalescent gem, and we haven't had a whole lot of time to investigate exactly how it works, but it seems that when you are attuned to the tear and hold it to your forehead for a certain amount of time following, you get a brief glimpse into, it would seem, the future.
Like your own future or just like general future stuff?
Your own, from your own perspective.
Oh, have either of you used it yet?
Yes, we've both used it once.
So who wins the fight?
Well, we agreed beforehand that we would not use it during the fight because only one person can be using it at the time and it will give that person an advantage. So we've agreed not to use it to settle our duel.
I mean, attunement only takes like what, 10 minutes or something. It just seems like, if you
It's
have
closer to an hour, but yes.
if you have like a future question that you need answered, then you'd say, "Hey, can I use that?" And I need to know whatever. I mean, you're around each other.
You could put it in a bank, and both
doesn't-
of you could have access to it.
It doesn't quite work that way. It's not like you ask a question and get an answer. It's more like
Oh, vagaries.
it's like you're seeing things before they happen. Briefly.
Like how far? Did the things that you see already happen to you when you used it?
How do you mean? No, it's
Like if you looked into you said you both have looked into your own future using the tier thing.
Was it
right.
like-
It's pretty immediate. It maybe lasts a minute or two.
So it's like right before it happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and buy some
Right.
bread, and then you go out and buy some bread.
Right. I mean, I'd love to get into the mechanics of it, but
So who's the prophet?
well,
Or that's just kind of like what you came up with.
we're still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
There are a number of items that we found at the dig site that lead us to believe that the Harshan worship some sort of deity that has future sight, but for the lives of us, we haven't been able to come across a name of this
We
deity.
heard of this actually exactly what we're doing. We heard about this dig site and like this ancient sort of civilization and unknown things, and we were hoping to go and like study it ourselves. Do we need to join a guild to do so? We're not from here.
Yes, you would have to have permission from the Archaeology Guild to enter the dig site and look around. It's our way of making sure that adventurers and the amateurs don't get into things and break important historical artifacts.
Do you have such contact?
Pete just kind of goes, meh.
Are you able to give us?
Yeah. Do you have a contact for that?
I mean, we have a headquarters in Goldrun. It is a few hours down the road.
Oof.
Yeah.
We could make another persuasion check.
Okay.
No advantage this time.
Okay.
So where is the tier now?
It is in my bag.
25.
As I'm the one who found it, it should belong to me.
Well, you
25.
You dug it out. She found it. They found it.
Tell you what, if you can help us with our predicament and find a way that we could both benefit from this find by way of using the item itself and help us get to the bottom of either who should have it or a good way of splitting the findings, we can give you a referral.
Okay.
And you're upstanding people in this guild, yes? We would be
Yes.
getting a referral from, outlaws from the guild.
Yes, you could say if the person in charge of the dig site is like a general, we would be like that general's captains.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. Seems like
Thank
a
you.
lot of work. So how does it work? So you said you can do it like once a day? Or
You have
something?
to attune to it.
Right.
Attune, you can
Once-
do it once a day.
Right, once a day you attune to the prophet's tier, you take maybe like 6 or so seconds, hold it to your forehead, and for the next maybe minute and a half, you are aware of your surroundings before they are, if that makes sense.
Yes. So I would say trade days, or if you could both petition for, hey, I need to use this today because I'm doing this, you can petition with one another to discuss it.
Man, it
It doesn't
doesn't
have to be-
seem like something that
And what if
You
after
have
this
to
dig we
use-
get assigned to different sites? What if I have to...
Oh, you don't get to just work with who you want to work with.
What if you got
Not always.
married?
Ooh.
We kind of like glance at each other. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Restore balance.
This is gonna get weird.
Welcome to level 17, everybody.
Get married.
25.
Oh, okay, it's a 14. The way that the copper was under that looked like 2 Fs. I was like, there's no fucking way.
They're on the other
They
side.
just start making out. It's so weird.
They've wanted this for so long.
Underlying.
But it is a 25.
A 25.
They call it
It's
wizard
been a second. We're gonna bring out our
A
little
glowing
friend.
angel
Like when they're
just told
fighting,
these
it's
two to
like-
get married.
Oh, is that your bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a button for that.
Yay!
Yay!
But
But in.
But
All right, let me just pull up
Anybody
their
out there watch
stats
Martin?
real
I did.
quick. I forgot to start music for this episode. Whoops.
Oops. Could you just overlay some vague music over the whole thing?
I guess I will do that. Side note, I need to get a fucking notebook and notate like which episodes I need to edit so that I know, because God, there's so much shit to keep up with. Okay. And now
latest season's
stats.
so annoying. A half
What?
season
yeah.
of Witcher.
Witcher.
Oh.
Martin. Latest
Yeah, that
season
late-
of Martin.
God, the latest season of Martin is so weird. Martin. Love that show. I don't know why.
That's fun.
It was on really late on UPN.
Yeah. When did it come on right after?
Like the Bernie Mac show.
Yeah.
I feel like I always saw Martin right after like in Living Color.
Yeah.
It was always like a block.
Or maybe.
Because I know I definitely watch in Living Color. Maybe Mad TV, depending on when you were watching UPN.
Yeah, because I felt like something that I watched because it came on after something else that I
Yeah.
meant to watch.
Still fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I had to find the stat block. I'm going to
I'm so tired of vamping.
I'm going to roll an insight check. Actually, no. I'm going to roll a wisdom saving throw.
They both look really good today.
They get +5 to this roll,
Got a little heated.
which
during that
means they
combat,
still have to roll a natural 20.
Well, you've never thought about it like that.
That's a 2.
Nice.
Which,
Nice.
hey, surprisingly enough, though, 20's right there. So it was very close.
I could actually, I could marry you two right now.
Oh, fuck. There's witnesses.
How do you get it? There's a thing.
Then everything belongs to both of you.
You could
What's yours is yours, and what's yours is yours.
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
And the two of them kind of like turn and take a few steps away, kind of like have their backs to you, and they're kind of like
They
whispering.
split the gem and set it into 2 rings.
Right.
They're like whispering to one another. And they come back.
You can do it right now. And it's legally binding.
Will you witnesses?
And the dwarf kind of like straightens up, and
I start straightening up.
you see he does this odd like somatic component where he snaps each of his fingers independently on both hands, going back and forth. And as he does, his like gauntlets and armor are all replaced with this very like formal robes. You swear his beard like tidies, and like the mustache kind of like twists at the ends. The half-elven woman, Aethelinde, she just like kind of like straightens her up, prestidigitates herself so that her hair is like a little bit nicer, but she's already wearing like very formal, nice robes. And they both kind of like stand and like turn to each other and just kind of like.
I'm gonna like jog over to the side of the dwarf, like place my hands.
he like holds his hands out and looks away, and she like puts hers in his.
All right.
Sure. Do you have the gem? The thing?
Yes, I have it right here.
Okay.
Takes out
I'm
this
gonna-
very beautiful like opal teardrop.
I'm gonna put it in his hands, and then I'm gonna put her hand over it. Right. So, Cholula, could you stand next to the bride? Thank
I'm
you.
gonna use my little water thing that I have, my little thing, and I'm gonna use my cantrip shape water and form a bouquet.
Excellent. Yeah, just bouquet of water flowers.
I've like pulled up the belt of dwarven kind a little.
Finally.
Beard.
Finally.
Piet like tugs on Pippin, who leans down, and he kind of like parts his hair forcibly.
Oh my god. Howie, do you have
What?
do you have anything we could use as like a ring? Well, they don't have to be good. Just
I have a ring.
great.
Oh,
Just
think
one.
you have a ring?
That'll be 5 gold.
Oh, come on.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
I'm running a business here.
Not right here.
Right
I'll
there
give
with
him
me.
5 gold. It's a wedding gift.
There's like singed grass.
Can you actually?
Yeah.
Can you hold these, and I'll let you know when we're.
Like the cloud above is like just starting to disperse. There's arcane scars on the
Like
land.
twice and a zebra on the top of the
Yeah, walk on.
Like a fainting goat, like over.
Do you need a flower? I'm also gonna hand you my purple lily. I don't know, just spread them. I see it sometimes. Do both. You're both.
You do see there is like a in the distance, maybe like 50 feet away. There's like a herd of sheep that are being led by a shepherd who, instead of having like a cane, he has like a glaive because he's got to protect his herd out in this shit. But he's like looking but not approaching, just kind of like guiding his herd in the direction of Goldrun.
Right. So, I don't know if you were planning on getting married.
I mean,
You're in love now, and for that, we are all grateful.
Should
and
we-
with this union, what?
should we do vows?
Sure, you could do them if you want. There's also generic ones. I'm just gonna pull papers out of my bag that apparently give me the right to do this.
Yeah.
And I just hand them each some vows that seem right.
Oh, you have pre-prepared vows?
I assume. I just like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they
like-
take them.
I like
Right
the idea
name
that
in
as
here.
part of the ceremony spell, I just have the prepared
Yeah.
documents one would need.
It's like
Actually,
the sickness
it's-
and health
it's-
thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you pull out these blank sheets of paper that are part of the components for the spell, and you hand them to them. And as they take them in their hands, you see as words begin to fill in on Dwarvish in his, in Elven on hers. And it seems like by some means of magical components of the spell, it writes the words that they wish to say.
Cute. I would like them to be in silver because the spell does consume 25 gold pieces worth of silver.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. They look over their vows, and who speaks first?
I will gesture to the half elf. Giselle?
Aethelenda.
Is that a name?
No,
Yep.
I don't say that out loud. I was questioning the DM.
Giselle. Sorry, that was my last one.
She looks down.
That's your new name now.
Yeah, it's elf. It's half elven. It's probably a G.
Tell
Silent
artist
G.
the other one.
Yeah.
That's got a G.
Oh. Did I use the spell slot for this? No.
Amanda, if you want to start. Aethelenda.
That's why I don't do weddings for strangers on the side of the road.
No, I think we're in the road at this point.
We're
Oh,
in
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
In it.
In it.
Married in it.
Are you writing some vows right now?
Maybe.
Do you just Google vows?
Steadfast, Talgud, Stoneblood. I vow to cherish our shared past, our present, and the future that we shall build together. Just as the ancient artifacts we uncover, our love has endured the tests of age and adversity. Side by side, we have unearthed mysteries and unraveled secrets of forgotten civilizations, and I vow to continue exploring life's wonders by your side. Looking at the paper, my cherished Aethelenda. Amidst the echoes of ages past, I pledge my heart and my strength and my soul to you. Just as the caverns we have traversed, our love runs deep and eternal.
Is he crying?
Together we've sought relics lost to memory. I vow to keep discovering treasures of life with you forevermore.
I'm gonna clap his shoulder.
Make an insight check.
Got it, buddy.
Oof, not very high. 15?
15? Yeah, he's bawling. In a dwarven way, though, where like his face is tense and there are tears, but he's just steadfast. As they finish reading their vows.
I will gesture to Howie for the
Walk
rings.
up with rings, and Hanks has like the one flower. And he's like,
He's picking.
yeah.
There's like a fan in his mouth. Just dandelions. Yeah, and as you go to place the rings on their fingers.
Well, he would just give them
Yeah,
to them.
just
You,
give-
they give each other.
Yeah,
the-
you give them the rings, and as they place them on each other's fingers, you see that there's a slight enchantment on these rings, and they expand to fit, or in the half-elf's case, contract to fit on their fingers very well.
And I touch both of them on the shoulders, and I will say, may you never be separated now that you have formed a it's a legal union. And may you never fight over your possessions because now they're both of your possessions. And the rings glow, and they have a +2 to their armor class for the next 7 days.
Fuck yeah.
That duel's gonna last forever.
Yeah, and they make out hard.
I'm gonna
Oh.
toss the water bouquet in the air, and it turns into like a shower of mist on everybody.
Yeah, and you get the sense that
Misted
you just, in moments within meeting these dueling wizards, you broke down the barrier of what could have been, for some, maybe even lifetimes
of sexual tension.
Yeah. I could. Wizard duels usually are like that.
Oh, they don't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. We should probably get a move on. Oh, wait.
Well, we need them, so I'm going to tap them on the shoulder. Hey.
Oh, right.
Just,
yes.
we
Okay.
need.
And look, is this paper?
And he looks in like the ceremony, like the silver turns from silver to gold, and then the paper itself kind of like becomes this crystalline dust as it just kind of like and like coalesces into their rings.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Neat.
It's a good thing your vows were short. You should see what it's like when they're not.
I've got more parchment, and
He grabs some, pulls out a quill, kind of like marks down a little writ of recommendation. Thank you. Which he signs, and then Ethelinda signs as well. They roll it up and like takes a second to like really organized, going through his pouch, like gets out a little wax kit and pours like melts it, pours it over, uses a seal, and hands that to probably you since you did the ceremony.
Thank you.
Thank you, and just a
thank you.
heads up, you can never partake in that ceremony unless one of you is widowed, so try not to cheat. Bye!
okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very happy for
That's
you.
much nicer way. Thank you. Yes.
We'll look back. Talk, you got a bit of.
I have a bit of tongue on my face.
No, we have a bit of. It's kind of like red. It seems red. Maybe pink. Something. It seems like it's rubbed
Lipstick.
off. Yeah.
You have
Taggart,
lipstick.
are you wearing?
What? It makes me feel pretty, okay?
It's like under the mustache.
It's not for you, it's for me.
Oh, could you tell us before we go? So sorry. You look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
Can you tell us where the site is on a map? Because we were kind of just vaguely.
Of course. Do you have a map?
We have a Vasikker map, not a Goldrun map.
I thought we were going
You
to.
don't have a Vasikker map, do you?
Yeah,
Did you buy one?
We bought one
had
before we got to
talked
the
before
end.
the end of last
Gotcha.
session about running errands.
Gotcha.
There was
Going
mention
to
of a map.
The
of
map
some
shop.
Map shop and diamonds.
We'll say that you did.
Great.
Go ahead and mark off gold if you haven't
Sort.
already.
Yeah, we either talked about it or did it.
It's like 5 silver for the map and however many gold pieces worth of diamonds you needed. I'm going to say there would be probably a limit of 1,000 gold of diamonds available.
So I only got one.
Maybe
The chat.
What?
Okay, fine.
Fairly certain, because we talked about a map and you brought it up. I was like, did you change this map ever since then? You know? Could have swore we did.
Oh, did I post it in the chat?
That's what I'm checking. Why did I just go to my work chat? Why did I just go to my work chat?
It's time to work.
Yeah, muscle memory.
Not working today.
Also,
No.
I did.
while we look into this a little bit, technically I took the background of clan crafter. Is there like a crafting guild or anything?
Yeah. Yes.
It doesn't really matter. Like in game, it just means I'm cool with dwarves, but
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. I'll put more into that later, but yes.
I speak dwarven.
I have a Vasikker.
Also, you're 28 years overdue on your guild fees.
I think 3 of us speak. Silas speaks Dwarven, I speak Dwarven, and you speak Dwarven.
I speak everything.
I have a helm of things.
Yes.
Have a helmet
Of
thing.
course you do,
Yeah.
Chaluna.
Yeah.
It's more for written than spoken.
Is it?
Because you have to touch the surface of the thing to be able to read it.
And I was meant to interpret.
Right.
Excellent. You leave the newlyweds behind on the road.
Yeah, they were clearly ready to get started on a lot of things.
Yeah, you watch as one of them, as you're kind of like trailing off, one of them casts some sort of spell that creates this little like dome that blends in with the savanna grass, and they both step inside. And
Gross. Or not, I don't care.
and
It's the timing, really.
you all.
Aggressive, I think.
Oh, right. Before you leave, though, the map. We'll say that you purchased a map. You've marked off gold for it. I'll go ahead and post this now in the chat.
Ooh.
I had one pulled up.
I did.
Maps. some flavors now.
Find the map, find the map, find the map, find the map, find the map.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, good.
That's one of those that when I do it sing-songy, which is more than you would think.
Yeah.
I just can't stop because there's
Yeah.
not really a good definitive
Yeah.
place that you're supposed to stop singing that one.
Yeah, it could be forever.
Boom. The map of Vasikker.
It's like Backpack too. You can
It
do
has
that forever.
the capitals of each region labeled, as well as a few more notable towns. You'll notice that Foxburn is there, as well as Goldrun that you are headed towards.
Oh, could we see the ocean during their ceremony? Because we're close.
Oh my god. Yeah, you guys have been the King's Road.
Beautiful wedding.
I probably should have looked at this map and mentioned this sooner, but the King's Road is actually kind of like along a ridge for a good portion of it that overlooks the Glimic Ocean.
What the fuck was that?
It's my phone.
That was so rad. The phone is like suggesting to edit it, but you were talking about the coastline, and the phone was like highlighting it, and it freaked me the fuck out. It's like, Cameron, what did you do?
That's wild.
Oh, it's like
Do it again.
I cut it
I
out.
don't even know how I did it.
Do you have to say coastline?
No fucking way. I quit phones.
What episode is this? 73?
74.
Whoa.
This is episode 74. Also, to give you guys a reference of the vastness of Vasikker, Foxburn to Goldrun is 3 days travel. And that's here to here. So it's a big place.
To change images and come back.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I
That was so eerie, though.
Fascinating.
You were just talking like, yeah, you're right along the coastline. It just went like highlighted the coastline.
Whoa.
Yeah, we were really close to it too.
Weird. The temple that you're looking for is actually just north of Goldrun, maybe like a half day's travel outside of the city, near that little body of water.
Okay. Wait, along the coast or that body of water that's within the coast?
The body of
That's
water that
within
is
the
the lake,
Okay.
the landlocked.
So do we have to go into Goldrun with this piece of paper and then head up there, or can we go straight there with this piece of paper?
Be able to go to the
You get the sense that you would need to go. They gave you a writ of recommendation to present to the Archaeological Guild of Goldrun.
Yeah.
Whoa, but why is it doing that?
I don't know. It was
So,
so
you know how
rad.
you can like
Edit.
edit a pic, like you can pull the
Yeah.
main thing from the.
Oh, I see.
Like make PNG.
You can also record your phone's screen, and you can just have that as a recording.
Oh,
That's
that'd be
cool.
Yeah, that'd be rad. Okay.
Excellent. So, you guys continue along your way, and keep your phones ready because I've got one more image for you. As you travel along the King's Road, eventually you see several plateaus that come into view as the region becomes a little bit more, rather, as the horizon becomes a little bit more interesting, gains a little bit more interest than just your typical grassland. You see these large, like stone plateaus that reach up and then are flat on the top, and eventually you see one in the distance that surrounding the base are these tall, sort of tan buildings with blue and green rooftops that you can just make out from this distance. And in the center is this massive plateau that juts up almost into, like, you can see that there are like lingering clouds along the bottom that just kind of like dance around it. And atop the plateau are even more impressive structures. There are spires and spires and gates and buttresses, beautiful flying buttresses flying in the sky.
Love
These
big
massive
buttresses.
archways, and you can see areas where there are aqueducts that bring water from one place to another. You can also see from this, you infer that there are probably 4, but from this position you can see 3 like thin waterfalls that spray out from probably a couple hundred feet down from the top of the city, and just spray down below, and there are these clouds that create these beautiful rainbows of this like golden hinted waterfalls that just trail out over the city. And as you see it, Pete's like, that's piss. Those are sewer lines. It's pretty though.
Okay.
It's
relative.
That seems like more pee.
More
than is
piss than you would, yeah, right? You need to send up about an equal amount of liquid up there for them to consume.
They probably drink a lot up there.
They have to
I
drink
imagine.
a lot up there.
And this is what you see.
Piss.
I will post this in the maps and places in our Discord if you want to see the artwork of Goldrun.
Ooh.
It's very fun.
A little pissy.
Little pissy. You drew
Very cool.
piss.
I drew piss.
You drew piss.
I painted.
Drew piss.
I digitally painted piss. Digitally painted piss. Digitally painted piss.
Digitally painted piss. I can't. My tongue is too big for my mouth.
Digitally painted.
And
Digitally painted piss.
I don't even want to try.
so, as you find yourselves, Pippin, along with Pippin Duvet and Piet, standing at now just a small bit of travel away from the borders of Goldrun, we're going to go ahead and end our episode there for tonight. Yeah, that went places I didn't expect it to go. We'll talk about it more on the Chaos Hours. But first, I've got some names of some lovely patrons.
Lovely.
Pizza Patrons.
Sharon.
Carol.
It's Carl.
It's
Sorry,
Carl.
I'm getting a bunch of error messages from
NBD.
Patreon.
Oh?
But we do love our patrons no matter how erroneous their names load in.
It's not your fault. Well, the error message is not your fault.
Take me to the creator page. Take me to the creator page.
Take me to the what creator page?
Drop me in the
Piss
name.
River.
Piss River.
Piss River.
Piss River.
Oh, Piss River.
I like that we all sing 3 different songs.
A bridge
We feel
over
strongly about the Piss River.
troubled
There's just a lot of
piss.
music in our lives.
I can't tell if this is the internet or if Patreon
There's a
is
song in
sounding.
our heart.
Me down.
If you're a patron, we love you very much. Could we just like add a scroll down over our faces right here?
These are our lovely patrons. Definitely not Sam,
Look at that.
Freya Odensdottir, Scott Shear, Nita Yilva, Al, Tina Holt. There's a
Point
couple
in the
more.
general direction.
There's a couple more
Is there still
that are slipping my mind.
a
Oh yeah,
Robin.
Eric
Stone.
Firm and Robin Stone. I think
Nice.
that's.
Robin
I think
S,
that's
yeah.
everybody.
I
Yeah.
think. Hang on.
If not,
I can see how
your
many
name is
we
here
have.
before me.
It's like we have so many we can't remember. We should just memorize these fucking names.
I mostly did.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's
Maybe like a mnemonic device, like the Robin loves Al's.
That's not gonna help me.
Tina was there too. I don't fucking know.
Mnemonic devices don't help me for some reason. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Head over to Patreon if you want to see the Chaos Hours, where we're going to talk a little bit more about this episode. We'll catch all of you next week at the same great time, the same great place. But until then, stay safe out there, adventurers. Bye.
Really do it. Really do it though.